Hello guys, back again with another one on Chuck D Football TV. Back again with another one on Chuck D Football TV. What would I be talking about today? I want to have a conversation about Ruben Amorim, the Manchester United's coach. So, Ruben, I would like you to step to the front, please. Let's have a conversation. Ruben Amorim has been in Manchester United. I think he obviously he took over Eric Ten Hag. I think he's been the coach of Manchester United now for, I don't know, maybe 6-7 months, and it's been horrible. It's been horrible for him. There are a lot of challenges he's faced. First of all, his style of play. Manchester United do not have the players. The players they have rather don't have the capacity to play the type of football Ruben Amorim has been trying to play. One thing I do respect him for, though, is him sticking to his pattern of play. He hasn't changed it in a lot of games, whether they lose, they draw, or they win. There's a certain way he wants to play, and he has stuck to that, which I respect. However, this last 6 months since he took over Eric Ten Hag has been bad. Like, I'm not a Manchester United fan. I don't really care for them, but we know that Manchester United is like the second most successful club in the Premier League after Liverpool. And obviously in the 90s, the early 2000s, under Alex Ferguson, Man United were juggernauts. Like juggernauts. They've always been known as that club that have the money, that have the pool, that have the fans worldwide, that always perform. But with everything, things change, and Man United haven't been that in a long time. We thought that under Eric Ten Hag, they were poor. But what we are seeing now is a disaster. To see that Manchester United are basically in a relegation battle, kind of, because obviously now the season is done. They ended up 15th on the table. But even prior to that, they were 16th. And to see Manchester United there, I think I haven't seen Manchester United in this much turmoil in a very long time. I really don't. They look like a club without a direction or a plan. I don't know what Ineos is doing. I don't know what Radcliffe is doing. And now that they are not even they are not going to be playing any competition in Europe next season, where is the money going to come from for the purchase of for the purchase of better players rather? And it's crazy that within Manchester United, I remember when Ronaldo came back for his second term at Manchester United, when he left, when he did that interview with Piers Morgan and he was saying certain things like about the club, everybody thought that Ronaldo was, he was too big for his boots. He was a cancer to the team. This one, get him out. And it's now looking, 20, you say hindsight is 2020. Looking back, it's like everything was like a prophecy. Everything was like a prophecy, because from then on, Manchester United just went downhill. Manchester United went downhill. And it's crazy that certain players that Manchester United have bought in recent times, like Anthony, like Sancho, that were horrible at Manchester United. How is it that these guys have gone on loan to other decent teams, top teams, and are performing better than they were at Manchester United. For example, look at Anthony in Real Betis. Dude is almost like a superstar. And at the time I'm shooting this video, Chelsea will be playing Real Betis in the Conference League finals today, this evening. And Anthony will definitely play for Real Betis. Sancho will most likely, who knows, most likely start for Chelsea. So, and, also Marcus Rashford has gone to, he's in, although apparently he's back in Carrington now, but he went to Aston Villa on loan and had a good stint for maybe the 4 months he's been there, or the 5 months, however long he was at Aston Villa for. So I think there's an internal issue at Manchester United, and Amorim, I think 6 months or 7 months is a short time to use to judge a coach per se. So I think it will be good to give him, Ruben Amorim, he's staying in Manchester United regardless. He's there for the next maybe couple of years, but he's for sure going to be their coach going forward to the next season. So at least give him a full season to see what he can pull, what he can do. But I think you can see that the guy is stressed himself, right? You can see that the guy is stressed himself. And it's funny that sometimes the thing with Ruben Amorim is I don't know where he stands. I don't know where he stands. Today, it's it's one thing. Tomorrow, it's another thing. Next tomorrow is another thing. And also, I want to speak about the issue with what's his name? Garnacho. So apparently, like all of you have probably seen the reports that Amorim called a team meeting and basically told Garnacho to leave, to find another team. Is it wise to do so? That's my question. Is it wise to do so? Because you can say that Garnacho isn't Manchester United standard. You can say that he's not good enough. You can say that he's he acts like he's proud. He acts too big for his shoes and all that type of stuff. But he's one of the better players at Manchester United. He is one of the better players at Manchester United. You cannot deny that. And if you are going to get rid of a Garnacho, you better make sure that somebody better or a couple players better are coming in the summer. Because if you are, the thing is, if you have sent him away and you're telling him to go find another team, he will find another team. Like, trust me. A good team, whether in the Premier League, whether in the Spanish La Liga, whether in the Italian league like Napoli, teams will come for him because he's young. He's still young. He still has time to develop and he has promise. Do you understand? So he will still find a team. But with Manchester United, are you leaving yourself short one? Are you leaving yourself are you leaving yourself one short of a quality player? Manchester United, okay, Mateus Cunha has come in from Wolves, which is an incredible signing. I must say that it's an incredible signing, but we will have to wait to see how that plans out because there are a lot of players that have come to Manchester United, like Anthony, like Højlund, Mason Mount, that a lot of us thought that these guys were going to take off, and it's been horrible. It's been horrible. So Cunha was an incredible player in Wolves, but he's now in Manchester United. We would have to see how things go. But reports also are coming out to say that one of the Saudi teams wants Bruno Fernandes. They want Bruno Fernandes for a lot of money, and they are also going to up his wage, which the increase in wage is a very big interest for any player, right? Don't be deceived. Even when players be like, oh no, I don't want to leave, I'm loyal to this club, blah 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 blah. There's something called self-preservation. If the club is willing to make a very drastic increase in wage of that player, I bet you that player is going to think about it. I bet you that player is going to think about it, right? So, and if a player like Bruno Fernandes goes to Saudi, it's not going to affect his position in the Portuguese squad for next year's World Cup. It's not. He's still going to make the team. So he doesn't really have anything to lose, because it's not like he's leaving a Real Madrid or a Barcelona or a Bayern Munich or I don't know, Manchester City or Liverpool or Arsenal. It's not like he's leaving one of these top teams. He's leaving a team that doesn't even have European football next season. And if he leaves for the amount that they're willing to buy him, I think 100 or something million, it's going to be helpful for Manchester United at this point. Because if it's going to be helpful for them, but also it's going to be semi-disastrous, because Bruno Fernandes is arguably Man's best player. I don't even think it's even arguable. He's Manchester United's best player. I think he's created more chances than anybody this season that just passed. You just imagine with Bruno Fernandes, Manchester United ended up 15. Imagine if what they would have ended up without Bruno Fernandes. Just imagine. So if they were to sell him, it's going to be a huge miss for them. But also the money that is going to come in would be very helpful for this summer transfer window. And Manchester, one thing we know is that Manchester needs to get some players in, because apparently a couple players are leaving. So Garnacho is leaving, Eriksen is leaving, Lindelof is leaving. Apparently they want to. Rashford is on sale. Not on sale, but he's available to be sold. He's probably leaving as well. If somebody comes in for Højlund, I presume he would leave as well. Casemiro is probably leaving also. A couple players are leaving. Even the ones that are coming back from loan. Somebody like, what's his name? Anthony. I think Anthony will rather stay in Betis than come back to Manchester United. So Sancho probably wants to leave as well. That's one is clear. And Rashford is leaving as well. He would, at this point, he wants to leave. So a couple players are leaving. So Manchester United would not have that depth. So all these players that Amorim is talking about, leave. You better get players in. And there are certain players that are not sellable in Manchester United. Like, even if they are sold, how much would Manchester United really get? How much will Manchester United get for Eriksen at this point? How much will Manchester United get for Lindelof at this point? How much will Manchester get for even like a Højlund compared to how much they spent on buying him? How much would they really get? So there are only certain players that are of value in Manchester United right now. Like people like Rashford. At least Rashford will still command like 40 million. Garnacho. Who else? Maino. These players are the players with value. But the problem is, another problem is that Manchester United are having big fallouts with these players. And it's not like these players are leaving on good terms with the club. They are leaving based on discrepancies. And when a player is desperate to leave a club, when a club and a player are desperate to part ways, you basically play, you are basically at a disadvantage in the transfer window, because other clubs know that the player is desperate to leave, and other clubs know that the club is desperate to let the player go. Therefore, the buying club can offer less than what the club that is selling proposes. Do you understand? So if, for example, because they know maybe Garnacho wants to leave, and Manchester United are ready to do away with Garnacho, and Manchester United are, maybe their asking price is 60 million. Clubs can be like, no, we can only offer 45. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. So Amorim, with all this talk, all this big talk, he better perform. He better perform. You know, apparently they've gotten Cunha. Now Manchester United, I saw that they are going for Umbuemo from Brentford. That would also be a very good purchase for Manchester United. I think that would really strengthen them attacking wise with Umbuemo, if they get Umbuemo. But with Umbuemo, what's his name, Cunha, you know, that would really strengthen them. Depending on if Rashford stays as well, which I doubt, but let's just assume he stays. That would be an addition going forward for Manchester United. For me, in my opinion, I think there are certain positions Man United need to strengthen, and that is coming from the keeper. And they need to get another keeper. Onana is horrible. That dude is one of the worst keepers in the Premier League. They need to get a very good keeper. They need to get another right winger. They need to get another right winger. Manchester United. They need to get another left back. They need to get another left back. Because also, what's this dude's name? Luke Shaw might be leaving as well. So they need to get I think they need to get at least one more left back. They also need to get like a striker. Xerxes is good coming from the bench, but he isn't just good enough. Højlund is not. Dude should be playing in the Champions League, in the championship. I mean, that guy is. Yeah, that's it. Maybe he's good for the. Maybe he's good in the He'll be good in the championship, or he'll be good in like the Eredivisie, you know, the Netherlands league, or Belgian league, or something like that. Dude is not a Premier League level striker. And that is one thing Manchester United have lacked all season, converting goals. Most of their goals have come from midfield, defenders, and all that. Striking wise, they are short one. So Man United need to strengthen on that. And yeah, I wouldn't totally rule out Ruben Amorim. You know, he's. You know, I would have to see one full season from him to be able to say that he's out of his depth. But so far he has had a horrible 6 months or 7 months. He's had, yeah, it's aged him like 4 years forward. So, but let's wait and see how things go. Please like, comment, and let me know what you think under the comment section. Let me know what you think. You know, let's have a dialogue on what you think. Do you think Amorim is out of his depth? Do you think I mean, it's clear that he's going to stay for at least for another season. Do you think it's a right choice by Ineos and by Radcliffe? I mean, who else would they have gotten, to be fair? Do they have the money? Who else would they have gotten? So, but let me know what you think under the comment section. Until next one. Peace.